this morning, we do have some slick conditions out on the streets. Thankfully, we are not dealing with the ice of yesterday, but we do have snow, and it is just as slick. You maybe get just a little bit more traction, and I'd take snow over ice certainly, but we do have across the area completely to partially snow-covered streets, and we have crews that are out there working on this, but it's going to take some time, especially to get to your neighborhood roads and those side streets. The main roads and the highways are looking pretty good, but this is just one example at I-80 and First Avenue westbound in the Iowa City Coralville area. There is a tanker truck covering up part of the ramp there. Now, this is the highway, and you can actually see that you can't completely see the road, and some of this still needs to be cleared here on I-80, and crews are trying to work on getting this tanker truck out of here, but that could slow things down, especially as the commute starts to pick up if it's not taken care of within the next hour or so. We do have some of the heavier snow kind of in that area at the moment around Iowa City and points to the east in Cedar and Jones counties. That's going to start to move to the east. We have some flurries and light snow behind it, another batch kind of rotating in from the north too. So we're not totally done. We're done with some of the heavier, kind of steadier snow, but still going to see some snow fall. Temperatures are starting off close to 30 degrees, so chilly, and we are going to have a cool day today. It is going to be breezy and cloudy. The snow will stop and temperatures will stay in the low 30s. We'll then have some clearing happen tonight, and temperatures will drop down into the teens, so it will be colder tomorrow morning, especially with some fresh powder on the ground and some clearing skies. We will have some flurries possible through the day with those clouds hanging around. The clouds will clear as we go into tonight. We'll have some sunshine on tap tomorrow, which will be nice, but still a little cool out there. High pressure is going to move in, and we've seen some changes with a weekend system that is now going to kind of sit a little bit further to the south. So I think we're going to stay dry this weekend. Could still see a little bit of a change here, especially in the southern part of the state, but it seems like the trend has been pushing things down to the south. Now, despite having these systems pass on through, we've had some pretty mild weather here to start the year, and we've been running 13 degrees above normal for the first 4 days of the new year. It's the 8th warmest start to January on record if we just take those 4 days, and we are still going to run above normal with temperatures 5 to 10 degrees above for the next 7 days or so. We have high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere that's going to keep the mild air coming, and that is going to lead to also some pretty quiet conditions as well. We don't see many systems come through, and we don't get into that Arctic air. We continue to just have this ridging in place. So we are going to stay mild, and we're going to be staying pretty quiet here after we get past today. We'll have temperatures near and below freezing the next 2 days. Some snow showers this morning, of course, and then we're dry, getting to some more sunshine. Temperature is going to be staying in the 30s and above freezing then as we head through the weekend and into next week. We do have some nice weather across this week to get out and enjoy. It is going to be pretty toasty at times, but it is going to be dry, though we do need the rain, of course. So we do have the sun shining now. A little bit of that haziness out there. We may see an increase in some haze and smokiness as we go through the day today, as that wildfire smoke still lingering around. We do have clear skies otherwise, though, and it is going to be just a fine, warm one. Temperatures are starting off here in the 60s and starting to warm up now. The sun is out and shining, and we have dew points that are down compared to yesterday by 5 to 10 degrees, which is a significant change. And the more separation you get between the temperature and the dew point, the nicer it's going to feel. Of course, still going to feel pretty toasty at the peak heating of the day later this afternoon with the sun and 80s to near 90-degree temperatures. But as we go through the first couple of hours of the day, the lower humidity levels, lower dew points in the 50s should feel pretty nice. We are going to have temperatures, though, rising quickly, and we'll end up in the mid to upper 80s for highs as we get into this afternoon. And we'll have that full-on sunshine with a few passing clouds as we head into tonight. Yesterday, the humidity levels were up in this sticky range, and you could definitely feel it. As we go into the rest of the week, we're going to be down just a level here, but I think we'll take it because if it's going to be dry, we might as well not have to deal with the gross stickiness out there as well. You may notice it a little bit, but it's not going to be as in your face as it was yesterday. High pressure is in the Great Lakes region here, and this is actually contributing to the lower humidity levels because we do have the winds coming in off of Lake Michigan out of the east, and so that's kind of pulling in some dry drier air for us, keeping the clouds away, keeping the rain away. And then as we get into the weekend, we do have another chance of seeing some showers and storms. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center is monitoring portions of the state once again for that possibility of some strong storms on Saturday, very similar to what was just happening last weekend when some strong storms moved through western and central Iowa, and then we ended up getting some rainfall around here. What is happening in the bigger picture, though, is that we have this big high pressure system in the upper levels of the atmosphere, keeping the storm track, the jet stream, to our north and west. And so that's why we don't have any big organized systems coming through. But we do have this little disturbance that's going to break through the mold and lead to some showers and storms to come through over the weekend. High pressure does kind of start to build right back in as we head into next week, but we may start to see kind of this pattern break down a little bit more as we get into the end of June and early July. We aren't in completely dry conditions here from the Climate Prediction Center, but puts us in near normal precipitation chances as we end June and head into early July. So that's maybe a little bit of optimism, but we're really waiting on seeing a true breakdown in that pattern that will hold, because we've just been getting into these big blocking systems that have led to these dry stretches. And that's what we're in right now, with several days of dry, sunny weather. Temperatures too are going to be warming up each day, hanging out in the upper 80s to low 90s. We will have a chance for some showers and storms between Saturday night into Sunday, and going to be still of the scattered variety, and we'll get a better handle on timing and intensity as we get closer to it. With them, we'll have temperatures knocked back a bit as we head into Monday of next week.